March 2018. March 1st, 2018. I know that talking about them changes the outcome, so passiveness is best. Those around me fill the void in the right way most of the time, more often than not. A scary amount, actually. The message I have still gets expressed, as it does with the music. It's quirky, but it keeps happening. Do they understand that that's what's happening? Are they listening properly, or do they not get it yet? I risk it all changing by talking about it. I've seen times flow once. Perhaps that is enough to keep it going, perhaps not. Uncertainty at best. We're all reality bending all the time. Letting others talk for you seems to get the point across if the ears are open to it. It happened tonight at the restaurant. The problem is once the conversation turns to that method, there is no way to break out of it, because it all feels wasted. Every sentence is supposed to have the second meaning to it, but how can one person sustain that indefinitely? I don't know, nor do I wish to find out. Perhaps it'll stop now that I've talked about it, and I'll get well again. Why would you call yourselves that? Points of reference can be expressed to others as a focal point, in that they start seeing them too, dependent on the person creating them. What a strange affinity. Is it a worthwhile quirk, or just illness masquerading as usefulness? Will it ever get beyond this point, or am I stuck in this lab rat phase indefinitely? Either they matter or they don't, but I no longer have any to keep myself, so why worry? I don't care what they think of me, the faceless, colorful masses. But I also don't want to talk about it. Just because you know, darling, doesn't make it worth our time. Do you get who I am yet? What I am? I'm still waiting on my miracle. I doubt I'll ever get to see it. How can a family talking about people start a whole continued conversation between 8 people that can be read as a combined response to the effect of saying, do you want them? If I think they're the wrong kind, then no, I don't want them. Are they just a specific type of person? How can you miss the mark so deftly you threw me? Are we not on the same playing field? I don't get the rules of your game. They seem limited. When I play my games, things change around me. It's always been like that. I don't know why, but it's true. People never wanted to play my game, so I just created what I could. It's all just pattern recognition. It's been happening steadily for months on end, each time I think they're most near. The quirk. The more I talk about, the greater chance I have of breaking it. Best to stop. Just sounds like ego madness. Let's see your response. All I know is that I'm different. I don't understand why or how, but I've always been different, an odd duck. Perhaps I should see how I move once again, seeing if I can improve my standing with just some thought exercises. Just sane enough to try. Losing my sense of self won't feel so bad once I'm in better financial quarters. I can feel it coming, though, that dark. How do you love something that doesn't understand itself or others? What is it? It can't be love. Love is between the dearest thing in your life and you. There are few and far between and never easily sought, but made whole by the continuation of all of it is one thing, one good thing. How can something that doesn't really get you love you? How would you know to? I do not understand. I'm damaged, not beyond repair, but enough to know. I'm so sick of getting ill, but at least I'm happy manic for the time being. I've talked about myself too much again. Oversharing is when you talk and the other person doesn't want to listen, or is shocked by what you say. I don't have any filters, so they keep breaking. My colors are so jacked up now, splintered. The walls will be much higher tomorrow. Put some music on and hopefully pick something out without a second meaning to it. The same songs I've heard before. How do I ask them to stop responding momentarily so I can rest? Remove randomization, I suppose. The next night. They were there tonight at the restaurant. They spoke of T in the games and D, all the things I've been told before. There's 100,000 in T. How would I ever get there to get to it and what it's for? The generator is flawed. I can fix it, but I don't know what that would want it for. The windmill generator is better suited for portability, has less moving parts, and is scalable in the field. You can even stack them. The original generator is good for space travel, though it can be made for planetary gravities. Why is D involved? What is their angle? So far, the media has just recorded things about me. I would work for them too if it meant high enough pay to fund my research and build a lab. Who are the G's in the other team? Ghosts, I suppose. What I would give for a stack of textbooks and a design needing to be made with help when needed and enough money to pay Nedios into a lifestyle we both want. How do you access money without a way to get to it? How do you become the scientist when you're a lab rat, a sick one? I can read a textbook to learn it. I can't sit in class and wait for other people to catch up. It's always too slow, or I get bored or distracted. But perhaps I should go back to school and become a mechanical and electrical engineer instead of just hoping it all works out. But I always do this. I could afford the books and not care about the schooling. I'm lucky if I'm Will Hunting. I need to look up flywheel mechanics and drag expressions, but I don't know where to look for them. March 5th, 2018. Started out in an old western town full of people that I knew, that I hadn't met here before, and someone died. They brought the body to me to get properly serviced, and it was done properly. Then I took a bath in a deep red water, full of iron, and shaved with the help of a friend, and made my way up the hill on the front of a carriage. Then there was white light, but you could walk through it. It had substance. The universe had ended. It played through the people in my life I cared about, including the dogs. Then I went through a doorway to a station and toggled the restart of the universe and found myself in a snowy street. Nedios was walking down the street quickly. I lost her, but I knew where she was headed, so I headed over there. I got in the door before she did, and I watched her come in and meet with S. I walked up to her and said, "Hi, Nedios," and she looked up at me, and I smiled and woke up. A voice inside my head said, "Be good." It was a big dream, perhaps my first religious experience. Waking up next to her today felt like the biggest deal. Had to hug her. Told her about the dream straight away, reeled for a good 10 minutes just in the depth of it. Still feel amazingly clean-headed. March 6, 2018. Nedio's eulogy song. The Tourist by Radiohead. Don't forget. March 8th, 2018. Person at the restaurant. You're missing a large part of what makes you human. It's real. Short and to the point. March 9th, 2018. You'll never truly take someone for granted if you understand that they'll die one day. Why would you waste the energy? March 10th, 2018. Mother. I'm sitting in the airport waiting for the plane to take me to A. Soon I'll find out if my mother is going to die. She's been on a ventilator for a couple of days now, after taking a turn for the worse in the hospital. March 10th, 2018. Mother's room, 0859. March 12th, 2018. Gee. Lane takes me to see her. We talk about the end of life while she drops off some mail. We arrive at the ICU. The smell of S hits you the second you walk in. The cardiac doctor is there and tells us she has arrhythmia. Mom is open-eyed and makes eye contact with me. I squeeze her hand and tear up. I'm scared for her. The pulmonary doctor comes in and tells us it'll take a couple of days to get her right. His bedside manner is to yell this to her, as though her hearing is affected by her lungs. I suppose this is a normal way to be clear. I have to sign a consent form to get her a mainline IV. I read the first 25 pages of the novel I wrote to her. Her eyes shut, but she nods when I stop to ask her if she likes it. They have me leave to turn her. When I come back, her eyes are shut. I assume she's sleeping. The main care doctor tells me she's not ready to have the breathing tube removed for a few days. March 13th, 2018. They think they're going to take the tube out today. We're hopeful. Her breathing is better than prior days. My brother reads to her. She blinks rapidly. We're hoping it means she's agreeing with the choice, but it's unclear. The respiratory team comes in and gets her stabilized. The tube is coming out today, they say. We stand to the side of the room. My brother offers encouragements from the sideline. And on 3, the tube is out. She is under her own power once again. I fist pump the air. Team Mom raves from the stands. I sit with her while my brother and his girlfriend grab a cigarette. I tell her how she scared us, how I'll be there as long as it takes. March 14th, 2018. To get electrical current to flow down a wire being spun on by a unipole hull, you need to twist the wire so that the flow of the MAD over the wire only points in one direction instead of flat, where it would spread out in both directions, though that can be wanted for layering charges throughout the wires. The graphene substrates. God effing damn do I want to work in graphene design. It makes so much sense. Spin the hull while rotating it and offset the curls in the graphene and you have a guiding production like a boat down a flow-stop canal. To make the unipole move the way you need to make 2 movement mechanisms that cause the inner ring and outer ring to turn so that it forces the bowed shape of the charge along the graphene. Why is this so easy, like a bowstring rung slack in the direction of the travel needed? March 16th, 2018. Reading glasses, blue handbag, pink magnifying mirror with pair of tweezers, 90, full covering, the remote's down from upstairs, Indigen charger, Candela, Apple tea, phone charger, knitting, and a patent on bed. March 16th, 2018. I go up to my room and check my clothing for a shower. A small red torch sits nestled in the middle of the stack of clothes. I asked my brother if he put it in there. He did not. I certainly didn't. I get paranoid someone's been in the house while I was out. I placed a flashlight next to my bag and saved the carabiner for my own use. I go to bed. March 16th, 2018. I had a complete picture of the redesigned generator today. Graphene shell, minute unipole hull, rotating mechanisms. I think back of B.S. Plan your work your plan. I seem to have lost my ability to be rational fully. I don't know how to get that back and to think logically once again. Whoever put the flashlight on my clothes was sending the message that the light is at hand. How frustrating. How did I get these people involved in my life? Why didn't I attract the proper people? There's 100k in T, someplace I'll never visit, so how do I get to the project housing? I'm so stuck at the moment that I don't know how to proceed. I've included the VPN in case the UK folks are interested in the generators I could make. It'll run through there automatically if I send it. I'm so frustrated with all of this. Too many games at once, and now there's a quietness to it all that makes it somehow worse. Barf. Mom comes home a day early and is in good spirits. I bring up getting her wool sorted while I'm an A. She wants something quick and easy. I agree. I make her lunch and get her a cup of tea before running out to get dinner sorted. She wants a salad, the healthiest thing I think she's eaten in ages. We set her up downstairs in my brother's old room. I move her breathing machinery and made the bed before she arrived. We watched Longmire together. Things feel normal once again. March 18th, 2018. Graphene windmill generator. Cut the outer and inner cores facing edges with finite graphene hairs that get close enough to build a field and arc but not touch. Make the magnets powerful enough that the graphene fields that slow down is minimum at best, unless you're able to get an arc between two substrates going with the same magnetic field by changing the cross patterns of interactions within the two substrates, forcibly spinning one into a negative field while in a positive direction. Simple enough. Wish I had access to graphene baths and production equipment, the same way I found the folders of substrates for vacuum systems. Oh well, like hook and loop fasteners essentially. The hairs pass over the hoops and build the field, and the fields pop outwards down the loop's connection to the wiring. Simple design. March 22nd, 2018. A few days later, I take her to her lung doctor early in the morning. She's there for an hour and a half. Later in the day, I set up her nebulizer for her. She has trouble getting up the 2 steps to the dining area, but she's stronger than the day prior. March 26, 2018. Kindle 2-panel. 732 times 566 pixels at 300 pixels inches. Kindle panel double size 1464 times 1132. March 31st, 2018. Usefulness until CRISPR has figured out how to write implantable dynamic coding. A suit to move the body to keep the muscles at peak performance. I've got that covered through haptic feedback. Chemicals to bathe the brain to rejuvenate cells. A good form of cancer. You can use modified stem cells to rejuvenate bodily cells, building an organic mechanism to swap the older cells slowly in cycles with the alternated stem cells from their own body if possible, or denatured so as not to cause bodily harm, can be used to rejuvenate whole subsystems given enough time and money. The only problem is building a system to not disrupt human memory, and if a being achieved vast longevity, which it will in the next 75 years easily, the type of memory humanity learns to use will change, but it must not erase the chemical memory within the brain causing dementia. It must create and swap equal cells at peak performance. If I had access to the right information, I could help with that, but how do you stop the whole world from smothering itself because humanity is a greedy, stupid, indifferent thing at the moment? Replacing organs is suitable now, like tires. Injecting dynamic cells will be the norm within 20 years. It's done now, like with viruses and CRISPR, will make the most amazing changes of things. Ships need to go into each ocean, collect and distribute the garbage islands, telling the countries that take them in from the World Organization that they get fined for dumping and paid for recycling efforts. Bonuses for those that come back with only unrecyclables. Those must be studied until they can be recycled. If toxic waste, they must be studied and sealed far from human dead zones. Did you ever read the Douglas Adams story about the man with the cat where it rained continuously? It doesn't matter. Never mind. Do you want a utopia or to survive another millennia? So much is to be done to reach the first 1,000 years, but if the race chooses to do it, I can help clean things up and build the things needed to move forward, but my lifespan will be limited. My body is already failing. Hi everybody. So I've made a new store called AnimalQuest.shop. And I made my first shirt, Barkland Reading, at the Amberstone's house. And I would ask that you go and buy those there. I'll make a few bucks each time you buy something from there. And I have men, women's, baby clothing, and buttons, as well as other accessories, including dog bandanas, which I think are pretty cool. And I'll be adding more merch every week or two for that store as the stories progress and the sequels are written and read. I'll do the same for Divergent Mind. The link again is AnimalQuest.shop. The link for Divergent Mind will be divergentmind.shop as well. Thank you so much. Jay. please visit anchor.fm/divergentmind to leave a message so that I may get back to you. Thank you. Have a nice day. So I just signed up for Anchor's funding platform for the podcasters. It seems like a better deal than Patreon at the moment. So I would ask that you click the button that says donate and maybe donate $1 or $5 or $10 a month to us so that we can keep going. And I can produce almost daily or daily podcasts or more in the way that I've been going. And I'll produce book after book after book after book, and then I'll read through them. And I'll keep doing that until I can't see an end to it. It's so much fun. It really is. So please go to anchor.fm/divergentmind and click the donate button, and that'll help me out a whole bunch. Thank you so much, Jay. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that I have a YouTube channel called Taught Myself, and that I've decided to start selling merch already with a phrase that my brother showed me saying, "My disability is invisible," of which I made a hat for myself. So I decided to make hats, shirts, hoodies, for both men and women on Spreadshirt.com. All you have to do is search for "My disability is invisible." It's in green, and that's mine. You'll know it's me because when you click the sale icon, the same little Divergent Mind icon comes up. And I hope you'll support me. I make about $5 per shirt or per sale. Everything else goes to Spreadshirt. But that's okay because it's still a better deal than a lot of other places. And I really hope you'll support me. Come check me out on the YouTube. Teach me how to do that properly so I can have a community there too. And I await your response. Have a lovely day. Jay.
Hey people, take a listen to the Divergent Mind podcast. You get both insight into living with a serious mental illness and get to listen to a lovely tale about a journey cute little animals need to take. Don't miss out, and remember, divergent minds don't need to think alike.
Please go to ratethispodcast.com/divergentmind and tell me what you think. Thank you very much. Yours truly, Jay.